Engaging and with your favorite creatives is what we pride ourselves in here on the Upville. Olivia is not a name that, in the spaces you wouldn't think and say, I know that name. She's one of those people. But on the Upville, she's our friend. She's a friend of the show. And today we're super glad to have her on a very lovely day.
Thank
Olivia,
you.
how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Ish, I always tell myself I should stop asking my guests how you're doing, because we've already said how are you doing, so
no, but maybe
for
everybody, for everybody's sake.
What's a question you wish people would ask you at the beginning of an interview instead of how are you?
No, I think how you're doing is okay. It's not bad. This is because I feel like the issues that we always run to the answer, which is I'm okay, how are you? But the honest truth is that okay, I'm a bit tired. I'm feeling a bit frustrated with one or two things, but I'm fine.
But you're fine.
Yeah.
That got deep, eh? I'm like, okay, now I need to put on my counselor glasses. Like, so tell me, Olivia,
relax. It's not that
how
deep.
can we help? Is it the traffic? Is it the sun?
Oh yeah,
for
today, traffic is everywhere.
Insane,
Like,
Olivia. Where are the people going to, guys? Valentine's, that's at 17.
Valentine is here.
It is here.
People are busy.
You have a Valentine. You have a whole family. How is that sphere of your life doing?
Well, I must say they're doing great, and my friend is also doing well. I call him my friend because he's my friend before anything else. Yes, he's doing well, but unfortunately he's not around. So we're hoping to have our Valentines later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amen. I want to speak about the song Imagine. And I know probably tired of hearing.
Not really.
Not really, but when we played the song in the beginning, you say like this song, guys. But I want to speak about having a song like that.
Yes.
Is it a blessing? Or at a point you're like, like after so many years, people still can't imagine. Like it's still like so. How's your attitude towards that song over the years? Like, do you sometimes go like, there's a whole discography that I've given you with Move Mountains, or yet to marinate the songs. But how do you approach the song Imagine?
To be honest, if something was good, it was good. And people always resonate well with that thing. And it's okay. Maybe because my seasons have changed and I kind of feel like, can people also resonate well with the other seasons that I've been in? And but for me, I still just appreciate the fact that it's still doing its work, because the people are like, you know what, I just discovered this song and I'm really, really grateful that it actually still speaks to me. And because of how timeless the message is, it will still always just minister to people, and we'll still come back to this song again in the next 2, 3, 4 years. We'll be like, but you did this song. You know what I mean? Because it has such great impact on many people immediately when they listen to it. That's pretty much having to focus on the originality of the word. That's what it is.
I want to speak about new music now. You said it had to take 3 years for you to mother your child to get to a point where you had to create music.
Yeah.
That's from a, I would like to say, physical schedule point of view. From a spiritual point of view, did the things just align, or you then now had to align the spirit with how your schedule was looking?
I think everything, physical as well as spiritual, everything has to align no matter what. This is because when I talk about my 3 years of absence, I don't necessarily wait for my physical body to accept the demand of music, but it was also the thing where it was I was off music because there's certain things that made me as a mother stay away from music, because my child needed more attention at that moment, and then I also needed to meet God in a particular way. Why am I saying that? This is because the 3 years that I wasn't actively doing music was a time when I had a premature child, and that child had a certain type of demand because they are special children. And I kept on questioning God, why me? Why me? As far as I'm concerned, I've been your child. I've been faithful. I've been going to church. I've been doing all these things. Not until I came to understand that not everything God gives us is meant to break us, but to make us even stronger. So I also came to a point of meeting God in a different light. And this made me understand that God is a healer. God is a God who answers prayer. He changes situations. He can change your story to an ordinary story to an extraordinary story. And all those things are possible. And for me, I can say those things clearly because I have experienced those things. Not because everybody else can say so, but I can testify myself today that God is more than capable of doing great things in my life. So that whole process in having a child who needed extra attention, I came to understand that God has got the upper hand in my life. And as we are reminded in Jeremiah 29:11, he says that he's got good plans for me, not to harm me, but to give me a hope and a future. So definitely everything that comes before me is not meant to break me. It is meant to make me even better. So that's how come I found myself to understand who God is, and I meant to express that into my new album.
You took us to church there. Let's talk about that 3-year period.
Yes.
When people see you, when I see you in my timeline, I'm always like, Vakashana. And I'm like, please talk to the girls. Address them. Let's talk about having a following.
Yeah.
And also building building a following based off your opinions.
Yes.
How did you realize then that, okay, I think this is something that I can run with? Was the concept always there, or it's something that you decided to post a few videos here and then they picked up? And also handling the idea of being a creator, because you are a content creator in that light.
Yes.
How are you still maneuvering that facet of Olivia?
Okay, so the idea of me being a vlogger, should I say?
Some will say Vanachimbusa.
Yeah, feel free. Yes, actually, it's not a thing that I planned, that, oh, this is what I'm going to do, this is whatever. Initially, I just wanted to experience what TikTok was, because everybody was like, everybody, this is what's happening. I'm like, let me see what it's all about. Then I started like everybody else. You're doing moves, you're dancing, you're making, you are speaking on top of someone else's voice and stuff like that. Then, because I'm one person who really loves and appreciates what family is all about, I one time felt like I should talk about something that actually it upset me. There was a lady who was like just dancing ridiculously on her bed and talking about how she should, how one should satisfy a husband or whatever. And for me, I just felt like that is immoral, to be honest. You have the platform, yes, you want to say something, we understand, but there must be a better way of saying it. And I felt like maybe, how about I take that role? Let me say my 2 cents over that situation. And from there, I noticed that people did have a hunger and a thirst to hear someone having to speak the truth without marinating it, adding a bit of sugar or beating behind the bush, and just say it the way it is. And personally, if you know me personally, that's just the way I am.
So that personality is Olivia?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That is so
I could
me.
tell, even when I was speaking to you and you walked in like, Olivia, I've been doing this. But you're like, no, there, here, there. Maybe. Let's talk about Move Mountains. Amazing.
Thank
10
you.
songs that you said it had to be expressed in this way. The single, the album, the single or the song itself, Move Mountains, was created to then influence the album.
Yes.
Why that particular song?
Which single?
Move Mountains.
Oh,
the title track.
The title track. Okay. So Move Mountains. Mountains symbolize different situations that we find ourselves in. Others will say waters, others will say fires, and I chose to use mountains as a symbol of those situations. And knowing the fact that God is capable to change the situation that I thought was meant to be a burden, and yet it's just an answer. Because what I discovered in the period of my pain was the joy that no one can take away from me. And for me, at this point, I still celebrate God, because I'm like, I didn't understand your greatness to that point. Because the majority of time, we testify things through others and not necessarily experiencing it ourselves. So that is why I chose that particular song. And that song came about, like, as we started the project, it came in way later on. But because of how it sits on me, ministers to me, I chose that to be the one that will carry on everybody else. Those
So it was Project X before it was Project Move Mountains.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Let's talk about the whole project.
Yeah.
Gio played quite a huge role here. I know Frank Rowe, who also did the drums, is one of your featured artists, Christine
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
Tell us about producing it, the people that, went into the project and then finally giving us the rollouts, the artwork. How is it like making an album? This is your first man album, right?
Yes, thank you. I did have quite a number of people behind me. I will call it the Olivia team. So we have 2 songwriters. So myself, Evans Mulwe. Evans Mulwe is a song artist and also a writer, so he also helped me just birth my ideas to reality. And I also had the presence of what's her name? Lubasi, sorry. Lubasi Kaingu was part of my BVs. So the BVs were being done by myself, Evans, and Lubasi. And then obviously the lead was done by me. And then the production was done by Gio as well as Sylvester. Sylvester Keys, many people call him Sylvester Keys. He plays keyboard. Yes, so other than that, when that was done, it needed to be mixed and mastered, which was done by my husband, and that is Director Lo, as everybody knows him to be. But I'll call him Longwe Nyerenda.
Director of the Year.
Director of the Year. Yes.
We like that. We like that.
Yeah, for sure. So he did the mixing and mastering of the whole project, and he did manage to come through with also ideas of, let's say, the artwork and everything else, the layout. So he did come through with all those things. But we did manage to also do like a few videos. So we did two videos from the album, which was Lusumbulu was first, and then later on we did Munshila Yandi, directed and shot by 3 people. So we had Director Lo on the project, as well as Gio Msiwe and also Isaac Tua on it. So that was the whole team from the beginning till the end right now.
Nice. As we wrap up, let's talk about Munshila Yandi, but also on the collaborations. I know it was an album that comes out after 3 years of a hiatus. It was important that people still hear your voice and all of that. Why was it Christine and Frank Rowe to put on the features?
Okay. Frank has been a brother to me ever since, and I believe in his talent. And away from him being the lover boy, he loves Christ. That's one thing. And since we know each other from that perspective, we had a moment in the studio, and that's how we birthed In Your Mercy. And because we all live by grace, it was more than, perfect to just have him onto it. So that's what happened with Frank. But with Christine has been one person that I've been looking at from the time I noticed and I learned about her music. She's been a very inspiring individual, not just music, but just as a person as well. And because of that, I felt that she needed to be part of my growth. And I extended a hand, and gracefully enough, she accepted, and that's how we collaborated on that beautiful song. Hoping that we do more together. And I do have other people that I would have loved to work with, but at this point, the story was focused on how I went through stuff, and I wanted to share hope to people, and I didn't want it to be overshadowed by having different names on it and different stories and stuff like that. I really wanted it to be a personal thing and let it move as personal as I would have loved it to be, which is that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Congratulations on the album.
Thank you. Thank you
the
so
question
much.
that I hate asking, but I know I have to ask: what's next? What's coming up? What should we look out for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't hate that question because it actually gives.
It's nice for the artists, but I'm like,
Oh well.
follow them on social media. You know, that's how I would like to end these things. But
no.
what's coming up?
What's coming up is pretty much. I'm looking forward to having to work with different artists. At this point, different producers, different musicians. I'm very open about that. At this point, we are still continuing with the media tour, radio, and everything else. And we do have a few other things, or should I say shows, that are lined up. Most likely we'll start seeing posters by maybe end of this month to coming as the year is ending. I hope and I pray that we get to reach a point where we can showcase Olivia by having her own show.
Nice. I know I've been saying that so many times. Are you registered with ZAM, yes or no?
Not yet.
Not yet, but
Not
you're
yet.
registering.
Yes, I am. Intentionally, I need to do that. And I remember my husband even telling me that it's a must, we have to do that for you. I'm like, yes, that's true. It's a good move, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that works for everybody, because I do understand that there's a piece of something for everyone. There's enough we can share.
Awesome. Olivia, thank you so much for joining us on the
Thank you
Upville.
so much.
Her new album, Movement.